Awesome. So we're inside my sales dashboard. As you can see, I have added a filter of dates that is from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025, meaning I have shown you right here the data of the sales of one of my products for the last 1 year. Mind you, I have multiple products selling every day, but I've just picked this one product to show you everything that I want to show you right now. So I have blurred the details on the right for my customers' privacy. But if you can see here, for this 1 year, I have received 966 transactions for this one product priced at 2499, which means let's do some math right here. 966 into 2499, meaning this product alone made me 24 lakhs 14,034 bucks last year, approximately 24 lakhs. And if I take it a little bit further and I divide it by 365, which is the number of days in a year, I get the average sales that I made from this product on a daily basis as 6,613 bucks. Meaning this one product of mine made me this amount on an everyday basis. This is the product I created 3 years ago, which is actually an ebook, which I created when there were no AI tools available, no ChatGPT, no Claude, nothing of that sort. But today, what I'm going to show you is how do you exactly create your own ebook using all of these free AI tools that are available in today's day and age to make the most of it. We're going to go step by step. You don't need prior design experience or writing experience or any of that sort. You just need to follow the steps that I'm going to share with you. Stay till the end of this video because I'm going to share with you 2 detailed ChatGPT prompts that I use that you can use, replicate, and just infuse a couple of things. I'll show you how. And I'll also share with you how can you double your order value. So meaning if you're selling a product worth 1k instead of 1k, how do you make 2k from every sale that comes your way? So let's dive right into it. Firstly, I know this question might be brimming through your head as to why are we talking about ebooks, or why are we creating ebooks and not courses, challenges, and a lot of other stuff that's out there and open for you to create. The answer is plain and simple. Ebooks are the simplest to create for you as a creator, especially if you're a beginner. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to create something that you can and finish easily without all the overwhelm. Plus, the main thing here is that people love ebooks. People love to consume the information from an ebook and take it to action, implement, and get results. Instead of watching 30-hour courses, no one prefers that these days. People actually like getting solutions to their problem in a very bite-sized format, which means that they can also take faster action and get results. And you'd be shocked to know, actually, recently I did a poll because I'm also always researching my audience. I'm working on a new product. So I was polling my audience to solve that particular problem, what would be the best way in which they would like the solution. And the majority voted for an ebook, a step-by-step guide, as opposed to a course or a challenge. So this is all the more reason for you to hear what people need and actually give them that, which cherry on cake is also the best for you as a creator, especially if you're a beginner because you've never created digital products before. So step 1 is that if you have not yet chosen a problem to solve in your ebook, that is what is the topic that you're going to create your ebook on, then go watch this video right here. I have created this entire video on exactly how to research what your audience needs from you based on your expertise, while it's also something that they are willing to pay money for. So do your research. Come here for step 2. So step 2 is basically creating the content for your ebook. So after you're done with your product idea research, you come back right here, and then we're going to leverage ChatGPT's help to write the content for your ebook. Now we're going to do it in a 2-step process. Instead of giving it all the instruction in one prompt and having it do all the work right there, which usually makes the AI results not as good as they can be, or the working of the tool not as efficient as it is actually possible. We're going to break it up into 2 parts. First, we're going to do the outline of the product, wherein we are going to utilize pointers and inputs from you as well. I'll show you the prompt in a bit. And then we're going to write the chapters independently. So each chapter of your ebook is going to be written independently by using a different prompt, which is again something I will share with you and I will show you. The third step of this creation of your content, or the written part of your content, is very important. It is basically the customization of the content that you get. So 2 parts you will do the customization. The first one is actually when you're giving the prompt to the GPT. There are places for you to input certain information, which I will show you when I'm giving you the prompt. But it's very important you take your time to fill in those details, because then the output that AI gives you is customized to what you need and what can help your target audience in the best possible way. And the second is, when it gives you the output, you further have a word with it and personalize it, customize it, and even after you get the final output from it, you still make changes, add your own examples, remove the robotic language, the generic information that sometimes AI throws your way. You need this product to work. It's not something that you'll just type into AI, get a product, create it, and run with it. You want the product to work for your people, which means inputs need to come from you as well. Make sure you do that. Awesome. So let's go straight away into the ChatGPT prompts that I have for you. You'll just open a new chat in ChatGPT and paste the prompt. So this, as you can see, is a full detailed prompt right here. It's a long one. I have added a Google Doc for you, a free one below, which shows this exact prompt. And if you see, here is the customizable part of this prompt. Basically, you need to replace the placeholders before you run this prompt. You need to give people what is your customization, what is your niche, your topic, your working title, primary goal, who is the ebook for, all of the details right here. I'm going to do an example for you so that you know how this is all filled up, wherein I'm going to create an ebook for solo women travelers. I have already filled out the details for that to save us time in this video. So I'm just going to copy that information and paste it right here. So information to customize. Yeah, I will go from here to information to customize. You have to customize this by yourself. Take your time when you customize this information. It is worth it. This is what makes your product insanely good as compared to any other generic AI product out there. So I've already filled it for women travelers who want to plan a solo trip and execute it confidently and also in a way that they have fun. I will just let it run. The rest of the information is all in there in the prompt itself. It will do the work for you and give you an outline. So it gave me this title of Solo, Safe and Confident, a beginner's step-by-step guide to planning and enjoying. Lovely. When I let it run, it gives me all of this information: transformation promise, reading time, difficulty level, perfect, overall structure, chapter 1. It's giving me what all should be covered in each chapter according to the inputs that I have given it that I want, and also from its own learnings and knowledge across the internet. So what I can do is actually read through these things and make any necessary changes in the outline that I want. For example, in chapter 2, if I want for it to remove certain things, like I would say that instead of doing this practical activity, let's do this practical activity. In chapter 2, I will give that this information right here. So I'm customizing the outline based on what is it that I want. So this is an important part of this process. After you're done with customizing the outline, you can actually go and pick chapter prompt. That is, you'll pick another prompt and customize it for one chapter. And I will show you how to write it using AI right here. Again, you will need to do the customization in there to make it really, really good. So I'm just pasting it right here. Make sure you make all the customizations in the outline and then do this step. After you're done with it, you paste this second prompt that I have for you in the same document. And if you see towards the end of this prompt itself, you again have the customization area here. So basically, this is where you have to tell it which chapter you're going to work on and give it that information. Again, I have this already done so that it doesn't take off any of our time. And I'm going to straight away go and paste it right here. Information to customize. I am working on chapter 2 for the sake of this example, wherein we are going to be choosing a destination. You have to basically paste some input from the outline and give it this customization here so that it can then know what is it that you want for this particular chapter. You have to do this chapter wise. I'm just doing it for this chapter. Perfect. It has given me results already. Okay, choosing the right first destination, chapter introduction, what makes a destination beginner friendly, safety, easy transportation. Okay, great. Domestic or international. Now, note, I feel that this is a lot of text for this chapter alone. So, I will ask it to actually cut down on certain areas where I feel there is more information needed, provided than it is needed. So, I can ask it to cut some information. I can also ask it to turn this particular decision tree of what makes a destination beginner friendly into like an image. So, I can tell it to make an illustration for me. I can turn some things into visuals so that it also makes my ebook concise and more interactive. So that is all the information that I can give it based on what I feel will be best for this ebook, based on the experience that I have in my niche. And that's what I'll do. Similarly, I can turn these activities into interesting sheets or checklists or check sheets so that again it becomes visually interesting as well as concise for the sake of my ebook that becomes even more effective when people are using it. As you can see, it gives you this in the end. If you'd like, and I can also make this chapter feel more premium published book by adding 2 3 simple illustrations, infographics, which would keep the entire ebook within 40 to 50 pages while making it more engaging and easier to skim. Yes, I would love that. And you can then work with it on what parts do you want to make into illustrations or what do you want to convert into graphics. It gives you this idea right here for an illustration related to the beginner friendly destination framework which we were discussing. Then there is illustration to domestic versus international. This is amazing. So I can actually copy and then ask it right here to create this image for me. I can say create image and then please create this illustration for me with all of this data. I can actually give it this information and have it create this for me. So ChatGPT can also give you the images that you want, and if again it needs any further changes, customization, feel free to give it input to get the best work done by AI. So now that we're done with this, I recommend after you write down each chapter, get the changes done, you can move it all to Google Docs for easier editing and customization that you want to do manually before you move it to the next step. The next step is actually going to Canva, searching for a template you like. For example, here I've searched for ebook templates. You can also do ebook plus your niche, for example, travel for me in this case, and see what all pops up. And then you can choose a template that you like and you enjoy. For the sake of this video, I've already picked 2 templates that were really interesting to me. One is this. One is this. For this ebook, I'm going to pick this one rather than this one because it looks like kind of a scrapbook. I want something that's even more of an ebook, and I'm going to edit it out right here, which is the next step of this video, wherein I pick all the finalized information, choose a template, put all the information in my template, my design template, to ensure that my final product is also beautiful and aesthetic and pleasing to the eye. Now make a note right here, I am not doing hyper design, heavy design here, just basic Canva I'm going to use. This is a template that I've picked. I'll just change the colors and everything to my brand colors. So my kit is already loaded. Based on your brand colors, you can make these changes. You can pick any colors you like. If you don't have a brand board, you can pick these colors manually. Otherwise, you can simply make all of these changes. Let me show you. So for example, I'm going to make all the change to all the browns to my this color. Change all browns to this. Change all of this color to actually this color. Just giving you an example. Then I'm going to change my font. Basically, this is my font, so I'm going to use this. Just an example. Of course, I can make it better. I can make it different. If it's travel, I have other fonts that I can play with that will vary according to your brand. For me, it is different. But I'm just showing you how to make these changes. The basic things that you need to take care of when you're designing. What was the name that we finalized? Okay, you can rework on the name, by the way. This is something you can again give it information. I'm just picking what we actually picked from here. Solo, safe and confident. Again, an example I'm showing you of how you can customize. The main things that you need to take care of when you're doing any design is to keep it minimal, because we're not designers right here. Even I am not an expert in graphic design. I just do basic good Canva decent design. What changes I make is, first of all, when I pick a template, I just make the changes to the brand colors and fonts to my brand color and fonts, and choose and experiment a little, so that initially when I'm finalizing, things are easy for me, and later on I can just work with that on every single other page. So that's what I do. And then after I'm done with it, I just take care of certain basic things. I want to keep the designs clean, minimal, not overly designed, no too many elements that it clusters the design and it actually makes it too heavy and busy. I want the information to be the hero of the product. The design is just to make it slightly good or pleasant to look at, while also increasing the perceived value of my product. But I don't want it to be too design heavy that it takes away attention from the original product, which is the written content that I'm working on. So that is what I take care of when I'm doing the design. This is not readable, so readability is really important, because if they're not able to read, then it doesn't work. You have to pick something that goes with your brand as well. If you have brand fonts already, like for me, I have brand fonts, but they're not going with this because they affect the readability for this specific text. So I'm picking another one. So I'll just change this image. See, I can do interesting images. If I have my own images, I can use my own images. This is really cool. Now if I see this, I'm not liking the colors, so I will again go back and change some colors. Maybe this one, because it's more related to nature, so I'm going to pick this. This also feels a little dark for me, so I'm going to move maybe this to this. Yeah, something like this. I can also like change the font of this and make it bigger, small, based on my titles, but always taking care of the minimal aspect of design. Basically here you need to fill in your own text. So here, for example, we have a subtitle: a beginner's step-by-step guide to planning and enjoying your first solo trip. From what if to I did it, everything you need to plan, book, and complete your first solo adventure. This is nice. I like the first two. I can further work with AI to make this even better. For now, I'm going to use this. Like this. So basically this is something I use. I can even give it slide background if I want to keep this plain, but if I'm using this image, I'll skip that. Now if you look at the rest of the slides, they look very different. So what I'm going to do for one chapter here is I'm going to customize a template and then use that for every chapter so that it gets simpler for me. So I'm just again going to change the colors. So for one chapter, if you do the work, then you can use the same thing, because the chapters are going to be looking similar in terms of design, not the content, for all. And then it can just follow. Like if you see green, these colors have auto changed now. So all of the work is done. Just fonts are left, so you can make sure you change the fonts. And then all you need to do is import your information. Now for this second chapter, I can change the image to some travel image that I like this one, and then give it the title for the second chapter. Here, choosing the right destination. Then input my text, space it out according to my data. So basically, like we were discussing, we want some changes. So you make the changes and then input this information. So basically, all you need to do in Canva is, once you finalize the information, then is when you actually just copy and paste stuff and just align it, design it, a couple of things you take care of, and you're done. For example, I have input the text here, but the quote I feel would be more relevant later. So I can start here, and the quote that I have is here. So this is the quote that I want to share, the main thing of this. So I can enter it right here. I can just adjust it a little, space this out a little. If I want to change the color of the body font, I can do that. I can bold something, highlight something, make any necessary changes like this, and see. Basically, this is all I have to change. This is just basic design practices that you do. Once you're done with inputting all your information, making spacing, alignment, all of these changes, your product is ready. And all you need to do is actually share it and export it right here. Download it as a PDF. Okay, if it's a printable product, you can do PDF printable, but for the sake of consumption on an e-device, PDF standard works best. You just download it and move to the next step. Now that you're done with downloading your PDF, your ebook is ready. So which means we move to next step, which is step 4, which is listing and selling these products, these ebooks using platforms like Superprofile. This is Superprofile or Topmate or your own website if you have one. Basically, the idea is to have a tool do the work of collecting payments and delivering your product. What you need to do is just upload your product, add certain information about the product, so when people have a look at the sales page, they know what they're buying or what problem will it solve for them and how are they going to get it, and so on and so forth, all the details of the product, and they're able to make a payment, purchase the product and get it delivered. That is what these tools do. You can also use your website if you have one, but if you're an absolute beginner, I recommend using tools like Superprofile or Topmate. They are very beginner friendly. They don't ask a lot of information or data from you about your business. They're easy to use, easy to actually send to your customer and get that sale done. If you want to know more about how it works, I have recorded certain tutorials for Superprofile. I will add them right here and you can go and have a watch. But let me show you how the page looks. Cool, now this works. So basically this is how Superprofile looks like. A page on Superprofile looks like, and this is my sales page, a dummy one that I've created. So I'm just zooming in a little for you to have a look at it. Basically, this is how the page looks like. There are a few important components that you should keep in mind when you are designing your sales page, which is basically first, you should have a mockup. Mockup shows people what is inside the product. So make sure you have a mockup, this particular image right here. Then you have a section of what is included, meaning what is it that you're delivering inside the product. Make sure you address it from a benefit driven perspective so people understand not just the feature of the product, but also the benefit of what they're going to learn or what they're going to be able to do using this product. Then of course, if you have social proof or testimonials, you can add all of this up, and if you don't, you can skip it for now if you're a beginner. But make sure you add your FAQs. FAQs are really important. They answer objections even before people have it. So whatever questions you think people might have in their head, make sure you answer them right there on the product page itself. So that's all you need to do and have on your sales page. Now remember, I was telling you in the beginning, I will tell you a strategy that you can use to double your order value. Well, that is basically adding an order bump as an additional product that people can buy on your sales page. Let me just show you that quickly. So if I go to the page here, if you're able to see, this particular section is of an order bump. Basically, you create a second product which is sort of aligned to the main product in a way that it helps make people get results quicker or get results faster or get results that are better or makes their life easier by using the second product. Basically, when they're already sold on the first product solving their problem, what else can you add to that purchase so that if they get this, then they'll get those results quicker or better or easier. So that is the kind of product you can create here. It could be a tutorial, it could be a cheat sheet, checklist, workbook. It could be another ebook that is an add-on resource to the main ebook. It could be a masterclass, a small masterclass or a small training that helps someone. It could be a set of templates that they can use to get the results faster. It could be anything like that. But when you add another option here, most people, like chances are we have product pages wherein about 50 to 80% of people add this to the product. So if 100 people are buying your main product, then 50% of that on an average would buy this additional product, which will increase your average order value. You could double, triple your overall average order value using this particular strategy. Just make sure that you're choosing a right product that goes really well with your main product. So that is all you need to do. Step 1 is do your product idea research. That is, what is it that you're going to create your ebook on? If you've not done that yet, watch my video. I have added it in the description again. Step 2 is then go ahead and create the content, the written content of your product using AI's help. I have again linked both the prompts that I was talking about in the description below, so you can use them as is. Just infuse the right information and give it all the customization it needs to give you all the content for your ebook. Step 3 is then move to Canva, drag and drop all the information right there, customize it a little, make it simple, nice, clean, beautiful design, and download. And step 4 is use a platform like Superprofile or Topmate to upload the product, create a simple sales page, and start selling. Now, what we've majorly done in today's video is talk about the creation of your ebook that is really profitable and helps your audience out there and makes you sales. The second part of this puzzle, that is again extremely important, is to drive traffic to your product to get more eyeballs on your product sales page so you can get more and more sales. So if you want me to record a video on that and help you with that, just let me know in the comments below and I would love to create that for you. I will see you.